This photographer is another pioneer of color photography who created unique street photography by including motion blur, unique perspectives, heavily saturated colors, reflections, and intentional use of light that all combine to create photos that have been described as painting with a camera. He is one who was able to take photos in so many different genres and themes that also included black and white portraits of monumental figures like Martin Luther King Jr., Albert Einstein, and Marilyn Monroe. This is Street Smarts Volume 6, Ernst Haas. As I continue to work through the world of great photographers, please like, comment, and subscribe, letting me know which photographers I should cover and who has inspired your work. Now, let's get into it. Ernst Haas was born in Vienna and studied photography there throughout the majority of the 1940s. In 1949, his work titled Returning Prisoners of War, that was published in Life magazine, caught the attention of Robert Capa, who then invited him to join Magnum. In 1951, he produced a 24-page color photo essay for Life magazine titled Magic Images of New York, which was also the first time Life printed anything in that vein in color, and is also considered a groundbreaking street photography work. Although he is mostly known for his color photography, Haas continued to work in both black and white and color during the 1950s and 1960s, with material published in Life, Look, and Vogue magazines. In 1971, his book, The Creation, was published. It would go on to sell over 300,000 copies. Like Fred Herzog, Alex Webb, and Joel Meyerowitz, who have also been covered on this channel, Haas was one of the pioneers of color photography, who worked heavily in the medium when it was still looked down upon by black and white photographers. The vivid and highly saturated colors of his photographs are one of the first things you'll be drawn to when looking at his body of work. However, the comparison of black and white to color is something that comes up repeatedly when researching his work, because he created great work in both mediums. He professed to love both, thought they simply had different ways of expressing what was being photographed, and, in his various reflections on the subject, seems to have considered them entirely different mediums to some extent. Color does not mean black and white plus color, nor is black and white just a picture without color. Each needs a different awareness in seeing and, because of this, a different discipline. The decisive moments in black and white and color are not identical. Haas says he used black and white film for the first third of his life because color wasn't available. Once it became available, he saw it as a natural evolution of the photographic art form. He also related his move to color as a kind of new beginning into a better world, since he shot black and white during World War II and in the few years that followed it. In describing the different mentalities of shooting black and white over color, or vice versa, Haas believed the two camps' love for their own choice of film was a result of not being able to switch between the two and shoot quality photos in both formats. Outside of this debate between what's better, color or black and white, Haas seems to have been more concerned with what the photographic world is moving towards in the future over any single photo, trend, or style, and believed that everything related to the work we create comes down to one thing: having a vision of what we want to create and our ability to carry out that vision. In carrying out that vision, Haas thought it was necessary to define the source of your artistic longings. Why is it so necessary that you want to do your thing? How strong is it? Would you do it if it were forbidden, illegal, punishable? Every work of art has its necessity. Find out your very own. Ask yourself if you would do it if nobody would ever see it, if you would never be compensated for it, if nobody ever wanted it. If you come to a clear yes in spite of it, then go ahead and don't doubt it anymore. His own artistic longings drew him to create work in a wide variety of ways, following themes that would include work that focused on many different subjects. The theme of creation had a heavy focus on wildlife throughout the world in the US, Mexico, Kenya, Japan, and elsewhere. Abstract themes included photos that took street photography to a place that was more obscure. This included many macro and texture photos of torn posters, pavement, worn materials, and mirrors that existed on the streets and are truly unique and unlike most of the street photography that I have examined up to this point. Motion is a theme that included street photography work, but was also used later to cover bullfights, rodeos, dancing, skiing, and other sports. Aside from his street photography, these examples are probably the best place to see why people would refer to his photos as looking like paintings. The way these absolutely beautiful colors are captured accurately depict what is going on, but give you more of a feeling of the kinetic energy that is on display within the frame than tack-sharp sports photography that is captured at extremely high shutter speeds. The flora color photos he took include the vivid color and macro elements of his other work, but remove the motion that he is known for entirely. These crisp and colorful photos are a great representation of how flexible his photographic abilities were. There are few photographers like Ernst Haas, who created such strong work with so many different shooting styles, themes, and genres in both black and white and color. He's a perfect source of inspiration for practically anything that you might want to shoot. Until next time, keep developing.